Here it comes. Welcome to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League Season 2 for 2014, our 5th season in a row here at the ESL Studios in Germany. And I think the Germans are quite happy with the result from yesterday. Trust me, they are. Unfortunately, there haven't got any Germans to cheer today, but there are 2 foreigners still in our round of 8. Yeah, no laughing. He's waiting in the wings as well. So let's show you the final 8 who are in Season 2's quarterfinals right now. Hopefully, any second. There it is. Right now, so San and MC will kick us off. Vortex and Golden. Wellmu versus 4GG, the last remaining Terran in the draw. And we'll finish off with another PvP that will probably last about, 7 minutes. First versus Stardust. That's our lineup for today. The quarterfinals we play through the whole of today. And then tomorrow we'll move on to the semi-finals and the grand final. The reigning champion of WCS Europe is here once again. He has made his 4th consecutive appearance in the round of 8. MC is here. He's going to be challenging in our first game to see whether he can become the first ever back-to-back winner in WCS Europe. One man that I'm really thrilled to say didn't make it out of the groups, and the reason I'm really thrilled is because we could have him here. And he is, of course, the one and only, the German, everyone, Thilo! I know that was probably the meanest intro I've ever done for you, and I'm sorry, but I'm really pleased you're here.
Well, first of all, you're my friend, so I'm gonna let it slide. But yeah, I would rather be over there with the players, but this is gonna do, and I'm happy to still contribute.
You get to the finals, Dario.
Yeah, I know, and I don't usually do that. So
it's like us Brits. The 3 Brits that we've got here, no one ever reaches a final from Britain.
Yeah,
but me,
not just in StarCraft.
No, exactly. It's begun already. But me, Apollo and Kalaris get to do the final every time. So that's how we win.
It is a perk of being a caster.
It is indeed. We're going to start things off by taking a look at the World Championship Series rankings. It is, of course, all about the rankings throughout the season. And right now in the global WCS ranking, Europe is looking pretty good. MC top of the table right now with San in 3rd and Stardust in 10th. Good representation, but there's only 3 from Europe in there.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's not too surprising. We had a tough year or 2 or 3 or 4 against the Koreans, but what I feel is that the skill level in Europe is still rising, and I'm really looking forward to Season 3, and I think we're going to get a few more people in there.
Yeah, I mean, the other side of this draw is the Europeans. Yourself, you're down in 40th right now, or round about that area. Yeah. 40, I maligned you, 35th, okay. It's a bit low, Dario, frankly, but you're still confident you can do this?
I still have hope. It's not going to be easy, and obviously most people are going to say it's not going to happen, but if I wouldn't believe, I would stop, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't try at all. Some of the other highlighted players are also in action this weekend, and it's massively important that they do well. Wellmu, 23rd right now. 4GG, 24th. Vortex, 29th. And first, staggeringly, is down in 40th place right now, and we talk about him in the same breath as MC and San and what have you, as a potential winner of this season. So all of those have not just got this weekend to fight for, lots of money on the line, and obviously a title, but they've also thinking in the back of their minds about these really important ranking points.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for people that don't go to quite as many events. MC, he has traveled a lot, and he managed to gather a lot of points, while first we haven't been seen featured in quite as many tournaments. So I think if he wants to, step it up, he needs to go to a lot of the, non-WCS related events.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think if they said there was a swimming contest that got WCS points, MC would probably go and do some swimming.
Oh yeah, he would.
Yeah, because he just wants as many points as he can. And doing very well with that right now because he's number 1. We're going to get into our first match very shortly, and as I said, thank you for being here. It's great to have you here. We also have Todd here as well, Apollo and Kalaris, but I'm going to update you a little bit on how their jobs have changed a little bit this weekend because it's a bit fun. Before we do that though, let's take a look at our first matchup. MC versus San. See the old school man that's won over $460,000 in StarCraft, the defending champion of WCS.
There's actually no reinforcements really here for Todd against that large a wave of Zealots.
Game 1 goes to the boss toss.
Don't worry about round of 8 because I'm always going to final.
Is it the European champion hanging on to get another round of 8 place?
Uh-oh, Yoda's a little bit in trouble. And MC attacks forward here. The portals are fantastic.
MC made this look easy. GG is called.
MC's obviously a little bit sad at knocking out his teammate, but he has made it through to the round of 8.
San has a really good chance to get really deep in this tournament.
doesn't look good for Nurture at all here.
It's desperation days once again, as he does try and deal with this as best as he can.
San is able to take the series 2-1.
일단 토스전을 제일 싫어해요. 왜냐하면 너무 빌드 싸움이 심해가지고 약간 좀 운빨 같아요.
That's a big warp in there to try and deal with the Colossi on the flank. San now with the army supply still though.
San is so good. GG. San advances on in first place.
As Dimaga there next to San.
Yeah, indeed.
Actually,
Yeah, WCS.
yeah, it was actually Carmack, of course, having a bit of fun with our Korean friend. These two, where do we start? Well, we start with MC, and he's the godfather, basically, of StarCraft 2 right now. He's the boss toss, he's the President Protoss. We've given him so many nicknames, I think we probably can't fit anything else on his Wikipedia page. But he is #1 ranked in the world in WCS right now. He's had a terrific start to the year, very consistent. Maybe not winning tournaments upon tournaments, but he's top 4 or thereabouts. And he never seems to get phased. But in a way, he's kind of, other than WCS, which he did win, he hasn't really shone this year. And yet somehow he's been so consistent.
Well, what I say is that math doesn't really apply to MC. Even if you look at his win rates, it's not as high and consistent as some of the other top players. But he's just incredibly good at winning series. And he has that killer instinct, and we keep saying that, and people keep saying that MC, that his best, years are behind him, and that he's not that impressive anymore. Then he just keeps winning again and again, and he doesn't really care about the public opinion. He just does his thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He does do that. His road through round of 32, straightforward, Golden and Happy both beaten in round of 32, and then round of 16. The 2-0 defeat against Welmu was kind of like a turning point. It almost felt like, whoa, hold on a minute. MC's in trouble here, and he dug himself out of that group with a win over Yoda at the end. But that's very reminiscent of what he did in Season 1 as well. Came up against the Protoss, very good Protoss in the round of 16, lost, got himself into the quarterfinals, came into the quarterfinals last season against Stardust, and everyone was like, no, he's not going to beat Stardust. Is too clever, he's too cheesy, he's too fun, there's no way he can beat him. And he destroyed him.
What I believe is that MC is the best player in a stress situation. Because the other person also lost their first game, they're threatened to be eliminated. MC, in that scenario, he really shines because he keeps his cool. And MC is a very scary player to play against. He has such a big repertoire of build orders. And...
Sorry, he was yawning.
And yeah, he has Nerfs of Steel, and that's what you need to beat MC. You need the superior mechanics plus Nerfs of Steel, because he's going to throw everything at you in order to win the series.
Yeah, I mean, if you went on stats alone, he's the lowest ranked player of the 8 that we have left, in many ways. And yet, extraordinarily, you can never count him out.
Yeah, you can't kill him, that's the thing.
No, exactly, and I think he'll be thinking the same thing. He also has a very impressive record, of course, in WCS. He's reached the final 3 seasons in a row. He's also reached the quarterfinals now in all 4 seasons he's played in WCS Europe. He's never lost a quarterfinal match at this stage of the WCS. Is that going to weigh on San's mind, or is he not going to care?
I don't think San is going to care too much, but MC is going to be reassured by that fact. I think San himself, he's very confident.
Okay, let's take a look at San in a little bit more detail now. He has a terrific PVZ. I mean, just extraordinary, and his statistics back that up, well over 70% win rate. But really, right now, what we're looking at is his PvP. But it's just as impressive recently. He has been crazy. 23-9 win-loss record just in WCS games. And I think it was Kalaris busted out a stat earlier to me that he just wrecks everyone in front of him right now if it's PvP. I mean, when you look at his previous record over the last 9 months or so, he's never out of the top 8 at a tournament. He's finally broken through and won one. Team Liquid had a great story about him over the weekend as well in the preview that said he's long been forgotten as the guy that forgets to do things in games. I'm not going to mention what it is. You could look it up yourself by going to read the preview. But it's true. He's come an awful long way in the last couple of years.
Yeah, but then again, I don't think the stats are going to matter too much when he meets a player of the caliber of MC. Things become a little bit more different. It feels kind of like quantum physics with MC, where we approach a level of skill where, you can't really measure things as well anymore.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's going to be a mental game. We know that already. It's going to be a bit of a mind game, and MC's very good at those. We don't know quite how strong San is yet, but we're about to find out. Maybe we can also look at their head-to-head record for some inkling as to how this might go. It's 4-2 right now to MC head-to-head in matches. But the last 2 games have both gone to San, and they've gone to him very straightforwardly. So form-wise, this looks like it's San's game.
it could be San's game for sure. But then again, StarCraft 2 is a somewhat volatile game. It's not the same as Brood War that we have people reigning supreme.
Hold on, Dario. San just said it's all about build orders and luck. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's PvP, and that's any Protoss matchup, really. It helps people.
Okay, I egged him on and he didn't go for it. He's a good man. He's better than I am. So where's your money? I have to ask you. Do you feel like the mind games and the experience of someone like MC has the advantage in this matchup, or has San got that little bit of extra class?
I think if MC would not be Protoss, I would give it to San. But because it's PvP, that's the kind of scenario that is really going to favor MC's strength and nerves, as well as, the build order variety. So I'm going to say MC is going to make it.
Okay, overall, we haven't really spoken too much about the entire competition, the last 8. Have you got any hope for the 2 foreign players that we've got left? I mean, Vortex and Whelmer have both got fantastic records in WCS, but they've just never gone to the final.
I think they have a good bracket. Golden, definitely not the scariest of all the 8 players. So I think that's a 50-50 scenario. Vortex or Golden can take it. And then Velmo, also playing 4GG. 4GG doesn't not necessarily have the best TVP. It's maybe his weakest matchup. So both of those matchups are very equal in my opinion.
Okay, we're into the map vote. As you can see, Altazim, the obvious candidate, has been removed. No one wants to play that one in a PvP. And Waystation.
That is a bit surprising. Yeah. I expected both 4-player maps to get vetoed out. But in this case, Waystation goes.
Yeah, so Altazim went by San and Waystation's been removed by MC. So maybe just not very confident on it. Maybe he's seen something in a replay.
Out of the 2 4-player maps, Frost is definitely the one that is going to be played more in PvP. Altazim is extremely random. And I think Sun got rid of Altazim and not MC, I would think.
Yeah, he did. Altazim was removed by San. Yeah, MC removed Waystation. So Habitation first. Frost in second. Of course, this is best of 5 now, so there was only the 2 vetoes. How does that change your mindset when you play best of 5s like that? Except Matt Paul.
I really like best of 5s. I think, but every player likes best of 5s, except people that know they're very, much the underdog. Then a best of 3 is better because you have more variants, obviously. But anybody who's confident in his own game loves the best of 5.
I mean, the more the merrier, right? Best of 9, best of 11, best of 31.
I mean, then things become a little bit odd again because you haven't really practiced that kind of scenario, so it gets again a little bit variable then.
Okay, all right. Well, players are almost ready and having a little bit of a joke between them as well. It's always nice to see some friendly banter between the 2. There's no real history between these 2 in terms of, fights or anything crazy, non-handshake moments or anything like that.
I mean, we don't really have that nowadays anymore.
All of that has gone. It's been retired. See what I did there?
Indeed.
That's the polite way of putting it. But there's genuine rivalry in terms of both of these really want to go through. We're looking at the number 1 and number 3 ranked players in the world right now in WCS.
The thing about it, both of them don't really have a lot of pressure on them right now. Obviously, they're champions and they want to win here, but no matter what, they are in a very good spot for WCS top 16.
Okay. Social media-wise, you guys can, of course, join us and usual tweets that you have with #WCS. Also, make sure you're following the official StarCraft channels, both on Facebook, StarCraft, and, of course, at StarCraft on Twitter as well. We'd love to see your tweets. We've also got some competitions coming up a little bit later on. You could also win some goodies via our friends from Blizzard, who have just come with an absolute ton of goodies, actually, this weekend. Even 4 packs of WCS cards. That's right. You out there can win some prizes. So can the guys here in the audience as well. So keep your eye out throughout the programme, both today and tomorrow, for your chances to win. Time now for our first game of the day. Can Minchul chill or Cho Won win? Let's find out with your commentary team of Apollo and Todd.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. Not too sure what you just said, but welcome to the Caster's Desk. I'm joined by Todd, who's just gotten back from being in WCS America. How was that over there?
It was fun, actually. Lots of good games, and very excited for the round of 8 that they're going to be playing later today as well. I'm gonna make sure I catch some of that. But first, PvP here in our first match here in WCS round of 8. As always, tempted to say here. We always had PvPs.
Yeah, lots of Protoss versus Protoss games, and that's why you're here, Todd, to bring us the best analysis possible when it comes to these professional players. As you can see, we've got MC and San pretty much ready to go for the first game of the day. As Red Eye mentioned, this is going to be a best of 5. On paper, for me at least, I don't know if you agree with this or not, San is the favorite, but MC has this ability to win. He has the ability to be a champion. He can take it to the final. You think this is the way this looks, this matchup?
I really feel like whoever wins here, yeah, is going to be the big favorite to possibly take it all. Is in particular in the next match. If you think about it, San, he's one of the very best Protoss versus Zerg players in the world, and MC, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to talk to him about it, but he always says Zerg is easy. So if they had to face Vortex or Golden in the next match, I really would give a huge edge to any of these two players here. So winning here is very important. Could be a place in the finals.
All right, well, let's briefly go over the map vetoes. We saw San eliminate Altazine and MC Way Station. And then we're going Habitation, Frost, Overgrowth, Merry-Go-Round, and if needed, King Sejong Station. What are your initial thoughts when you see that map pool?
I'm really not surprised. We saw both of the 4 players map, the bigger ones in this map pool being vetoed first. It can be very luck-based on these maps, you know, to get a good scout. Sometimes you scout your opponent last, he scouts you first, and then you're like, well, I don't really know what he's going to do. And yeah, very standard vetoes. And then for the maps that were picked, I'm a little bit surprised that we have Habitation first. I feel like, I don't know, personally, I'm not a big fan of it. And actually, I played it first when I played against MC. And he opened with a quick expand. And I just, before this match, asked him about it. I asked him, like, why did you expand? Did you know that I like Blink plus Observer, which is pretty bad against expansion? I think we all saw that. And he said, you know what, on this map, I think expansion is pretty good.
All right, well, look at this. Ranked #1 versus ranked #3 in the world within the WCS ranking system. Let's find out who could have a ticket to the highway to the grand final. As right here, spawning to the top left-hand side as the red Protoss player. Come on, it's the 3-time finalist. It's the current reigning champion. It's MC. And then to the top right-hand side here as the blue Protoss player playing for Yoey Flash Wolves, it's San. And as you said before, Todd, whoever wins this series is looking very, very good at a potential grand final later on this weekend.
Okay, I don't know what this means yet, but we could be seeing something special here out of MC. When I see this pylon, I'm thinking something like Forge, but on this map, it's not been done before, and he hasn't rallied his Nexus to this pylon yet, so I don't think... Oh, he does now. Is it going to be a Forge, maybe?
All right, well, MC starting this one with a bit of a bang here. We have a regular gateway by San, and it is going to be a Forge by MC, who's obviously come into this well-practiced. It's a best of 5. He's known who he's had to play against for a long time here, and he is going to cannon rush San. But now, what are the things that San needs to be wary about? Does he need to spot this early, straight away? Is he...
Yes.
Like, is he going to scout? Like, he's already scouting inside the main.
Yeah, on this map, nobody ever does this, I feel. It's the first time that I've seen it ever. So, San, not suspecting this, has placed his gateway in a position where if cannons went up there, it could die early on. No, I really don't know where exactly. Oh, he's going to wall off behind the gas. Maybe. He's sending... Is he doing it with the second probe? We see the pylons. Oh yeah, he's gonna make those pylons with the second probe he sent. But San moves out with the probe because of the early scout. He might be able to see the second probe if he realizes on time and gets a probe in there.
San's starting to wonder what's going on here. He sees the second probe. He saw a glimpse of the second probe now. But there's a wall created by MC. In between the structures of the double gas and then the pylon, there is a wall and a dead space here for MC to put his pylons on. A Zealot is being made. But is this going to be enough here? MC will start the cannon rush in this little wall that he's made in this little hole.
This is bad for San here. I wonder how he tries to counter. I think he might get a Zealot and then rush Mothership Core. The thing is, since MC made his pylon at his ramp, he cannot get a cannon in his middle line against some kind of Mothership Core rush. But since he's getting the gateways anyway, he's going to take gas now and make sure he can take to one single Stalker to be able to defend.
All right, well, let's see how this is. There's a probe waiting on the gold base here for Sam. We'll see what that could eventually lead to. A Zealot's going to make its way to the other side of the map, but there is a wall off and a cannon there to help protect it. But MC gets his first cannon up inside the base of San, who is going to have to pull probes, otherwise he will lose them. The cannon rush continues on over the other side in this time.
Yeah. The Mothership Core is going to fly across the map. Can MC get a Stalker quick enough to really help him defend against this? He's getting a pylon next to his main middle line. He might need a cannon there.
Uh-oh. San's gateway's offline, Cybernet's core offline now. The cannon has destroyed that pylon. The second cannon is about to complete here. How is San's crisis management? He really has to stay calm under this pressure. He's built a Nexus on the gold base. He has the Zealot at the front door. That won't do much.
He's taking the gold.
Yeah, cannon inside the main mineral line here for MC. He's going to hope that can help protect himself.
That building placement here by San really was messing him up in this game. He could have done a lot better without that. But with the mothership core across the map and no Stalker on the way, look, he's gonna place that where the cannon cannot shoot. San is not out of this by any means.
All right, well, let's see how this is going to unfold from this next couple of minutes here as San sends over his probes to the gold. The mothership core with 2 kills already. And the cannon's going to work here on the Nexus on the other side. And MC has mined enough gas where he can get a Stalker out, but he has limited time to mine. And even San using energy from the mothership core here to slow down the mining that MC actually can get, that's being protected by that cannon.
Those players have handled the situation very, very well here, actually. I really feel like San, if he had placed this building a little bit differently, it would have... He would have gone on the much better end of this. I mean, he would be with the gold base, with tech earlier than his opponents.
Yeah, but surely with the Stalker about to pop out and pushing that mothership core back, which he can't do anything anymore, MC's allowed to mine again. He has warp gate research on the way. He has the tech. And remember, San's going to lose everything inside his main base here, and he's going to be reset to just that Nexus on the gold. Surely MC's in a favorable position.
Yeah, sure. He is definitely here. Warp gate's going to be cancelled. That means San needs to restart not only a gateway, but he's going to need to remake his mothership core right behind this. MC's warp gates is already a third through done. So he can just add some additional gateways if he wants to and just keep on warping in Stalkers across the map, pressure his opponent and possibly finish the game.
All right, well, how is San going to... You know, San's obviously realizing which kind of position he's in. How does he even hold on from this point? Where does he look to go? Did he try to just defend this gold base? Does he look
he has
to tech
play
up
very
fast?
I think he definitely knows. He saw the cybernetic score. Oh, no, actually, he didn't see it. Well, he saw the Stalker, so he knows that MC is going to have warp gates much earlier than him. And by that, I mean MC is basically going to finish warp gates when San starts. So from there, I think he's going to want to aim to only... I was going to say only chrono boost his warp gate, but no, he chrono boost the Stalker. I'm a little bit surprised. I guess he does have the mothership core, which could have 100 energy on time, but regardless, you need to chrono boost your warp gate right now, San.
I mean, he's not even getting warp gate research at all yet. Hadn't even researched it till just now. MC's got the finishing move coming in, 2 additional gateways, and he's going to break out from his main base now.
That's the probe in the middle of the map.
Yep. It's gonna happen here. The mothership core does have, or will have, should I say, in 5 energies time, enough for a photon overcharge. The robotics facility's on the way. San clearly trying to rush up towards an immortal here. Will the photon overcharge buy him time? And even if it does, will a single immortal backed by a couple of Stalkers and Zealot be enough?
It's funny how San's economy or income is superior, which just because he has the gold, not that many probes, he's doing so much better in regards of that. I really like the Robo here, I have to say. I think he knows that there's going to be a lot of Stalkers attacking him, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Well, MC sits into the photon overcharge for a minute and loses a Stalker in that. Does kill a couple of probes in trade-off, but here is the sand in the hourglass. That photon overcharge, once that goes down, MC will roll into this gold base. Will San get what he needs out in time? The robotics facility's finished. The Immortal's on its way.
Only double gateway for San. He really needs a third one here to make sure he can produce enough. He's mining way too much gas. He doesn't need to be mining that much gas. I don't think this Cybercore should die, since there is only one Stalker that can attack it at a time.
The Immortal's almost out, Todd. It's very close.
Yeah, but there's going to be the critical mass of Stalkers so that MC can snipe Immortals very quickly, or even Stalkers. And we know how good his micro is with those Stalkers.
All right, well, MC goes in there, and he's going to turn this gateway off on the right-hand side here with that pylon. Oh, it doesn't go down at the moment, but the Immortal's out. Is that going to be enough? Probes are off the line, and MC's charging forward, and this is the finishing move that the Bossos wanted to land. The Immortal's gone immediately, and so is the game. GG. MC will take game number 1 quite convincingly.
I did not expect this will start the way it did, Sean. We talked a little bit before the series. I asked you, how many proxies do you think we could see here at maximum? And you said 1, I kind of agreed with you. The thing is, that does not really count as a proxy. This is one of those cheeses that you see very, very rarely. I mean, MC before, he did that in the past on a Yonsu, but on this map, I had never seen it done before.
Well, he pulls out a build, a strategy, I suppose we could say, to give him a cheap or an easier way to win against a world-class opponent in San, who, you know, is well experienced and well versed in this type of scenario, just like MC. But this is a good start for the Bostos, who is looking to defend his title and hopefully, with good results over the weekend, reach his 4th grand final in a row, which is unheard of within the WCS. What do you think's going through San's mind as a professional yourself? You've just been Can-Am Rush versus the Boss Toss in game number 1 in a best of 5. Do you just kind of wipe the slate clean? You forget about it? Is this going to annoy you a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's good to forget about it, but also not forget about the mistake that he made and try not to repeat it, which is maybe turning on the thing that I call autopilot a little bit too much. Where you don't have your guard up. When there was that first one probe entering his base, he knew that something was wrong. He sent a second probe down the ramp, and then he saw. San sent a scout down his main ramp, and he saw a second probe right there and right then. That's when, in a moment, he should have been able to basically realize what was happening. And then from there, you make sure you have a probe in the back of your gases. You don't let MC lock his own probe inside of those pylons, and then you just basically prevent that and automatically win the game from there. Because now everything went wrong for San. It was not only MC getting fortunate, but San making mistakes too, I think.
All right, well, we are about to jump into map number 2 now. It is going to be the 4-player map Frost, and we'll see who can take this. If MC takes this, he is absolutely flying ahead when it comes to winning this series. Is San going to be able to tie it up? Once again, it is rank number 3 versus rank number 1. The 2 largest representatives from the Europe region head-to-head to find out who's going to the semi-finals tomorrow. And up here, as the blue Protoss player, to the top left of Frost, playing for Yo Flash Wolves, it's San. And a guy that everybody knows, everybody loves. Down here is the red Protoss player. It's MC.
I think this is true in every season, but probably even more so in this one. I feel like whoever has the most momentum going into this weekend for the round of 8 is usually the one who takes it. And in this match here, it's not going to be any different. These two are very, very evenly matched. In their last 2 encounters, San won twice, but overall, MC is performing better in tournaments. There is a very well-written preview on Team Liquid that talks a lot about these two and how they match up against each other. And I feel like San, he's been more impressive in terms of the game that he plays, as opposed to MC. Rank 1, highest earner on the planet on StarCraft 2, and rank 1 WCS rankings as well right now. So the results are always there.
Yeah. And, I mean, looking at these two as individuals, I always look at San as the solid guy who's like, I can always beat you. And then I look at MC as the guy who's like, I don't actually care how good you are in a normal game. I am actually well adverse to adapt and to change and to prepare to how to beat you. At the end of the day, I know how to win. It doesn't matter who I play against. And it really may show through here as San, I would imagine, on a game 1-by-game basis, is feeling confident, but it's MC who's just able to play tricks here and there and really fool his opponent and surprise more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I played both players and I had a harder time versus MC personally because I won a map against San and I don't think I was too far from winning another one. So, yeah, again, it's a case of how do they match up exactly against each other. And again, San won the last 2 times that they played, but MC usually performs better in general, especially when it matters,
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Like in the last few steps of a tournament, that's where MC turns on Terminator mode and doesn't lose at all anymore.
He doesn't feel the pressure. He adds the pressure that he should be taking onto you, and you end up forcing mistakes and feeling threatened by his persona on that stage, which is quite scary sometimes. I suppose you've been up there with him. So, all right.
I know. I had to stare down with this guy.
He's not afraid of anything. All right, so Frost on a 4-player map here. Neither of them really scared too much of proxies early on. Being a 4-player map, it's hard to actually get over there, scout, know where to get your proxies down. So it's not really, that's not going to happen too often. They both scouted each other really, really fast in this game. So there's that element of comfort that they know that this is going to be a standardized game of going straight towards the tech choices, where it's going to come down to, as we can see, both players choosing to go for the Twilight Council.
Yeah, I like that. I think one of them, maybe both, might have been thinking about opening with a quick expansion, even though they went Stalker first. But the thing is, they scouted each other so early that they are like, well, since I was scouted first, it's going to be fairly easy for my opponent to see if I go for a quick Nexus, and then from there counter it. So they're like, you know what, just going to go for a Twilight, play it safer. And I like this choice. San already dropping down double additional gateway. He has his probe back at home. He doesn't have a probe out on the map to maybe be aggressive with this. And MC is going to do the same just a little bit later. So exactly same builds now. I think both of them are supposed to add a robo behind this, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But if one of them wants to skip it and maybe do what I like to call a well move and add additional gateway, he would have a huge advantage in terms of Stalkers.
Well, San has got a recall out of here. MC is going to do the same by the looks of it. I think his mothership core. Where is his mothership core? Okay.
He brought it back.
Yeah, okay, he's back. So he didn't have to recall there. He actually came back.
So San is the one with the info, and okay, MC goes for the robo earlier than San.
What do you think San's going to do with the information that he's gathered, though?
Like I said, I think he could go for a fourth gateway. He goes for the robo. I mean, San, it really feels like against MC, he thinks he's better than MC, so he just wants to play it standard. It doesn't feel like he has to do anything special. He can just take into Stalkers, take a second base, third base, and use his great mechanics to win.
All right, well, MC with his mothership core is actually poked out again here, and he's going to have a look to see if his opponent's expanded or not. He can't obviously go into the main bases. There's a lot more units out now. San has a probe and pylon down to the bottom right-hand side as well, something to take note. MC sees no expansion.
Yeah, and he's doing the same pylon across the map in the same position. Why not?
A favored position there for that. But coming into this now, so MC's not really known what his opponent's up to. He sees no expansion. Whereas on the other side of the things, I'm not sure, did San's probe actually see lack of expansion as well, or did he get chased back before that on the natural of MC?
I think he might have been able to barely see it.
Yeah, okay.
But I think, oh wow, actually great game sense by San, able to find this here. Now that he does have Blink, I wonder if any of them is going to pressure. I thought both of them will play defensively, and usually that's the most likely scenario here, where they both play defensively and expand. But we might have one of them trying to pressure here, maybe.
All right, well, MC's actually going for 2 observers. He's got one already out. He's building another and is going to throw down this Nexus very cautiously there, MC. As is mentioned, he doesn't know exactly what he's up against.
Oh, the observers? They're going to meet?
They do. And neither of them are going to do anything about it here. So MC's going to get over there.
San's coming back.
No Nexus.
He's trying to hide from an observer in the corner.
Okay.
That's not going to work.
So MC's actually going to get in there. Of course, observers, same speed. He's not going to be able to catch up in time. And MC gets a full scout for the first time in this game. And is probably rather happy with what he sees. He sees, all right, so 3 gateways, robo, cool. And a multi popping out is a little bit worrisome, but of course MC can begin his own. But he's got an Nexus down a little bit faster here. So as much as MC didn't get much information in this game, he's got it all now.
Both players, at this point, they both know that it's going to be expand against expand. So what do you do in this situation? You start chrono boosting out probes, you go up to 2 or 3 sentries, and we see both of them actually have gone up to 2 already. You get some immortals, and then you get a forge as soon as possible to start on getting that +1 to follow up into +2 and all that.
All right, so we'll see when that forge comes in for sure. Do you prefer players here as well? Once the forge is down and you've kind of, taken your natural, do you prefer straight up towards the robotics bay pretty fast after a couple of mortals, or?
I feel like it comes down to personal preference, but personally I prefer to go for the Templar Archive route with Charge Lot and Immortals. But we've seen before in this situation, especially when they already have Blink, we've seen a lot of players go for the Colossus deck.
San's actually snuck around this left-hand side behind the Nexus and got into the main base with an observer. And this is actually rather nice because he's got full information. He sees no forge, by the way, and we don't see a forge from MC either. San does have his own. MC's up to 2 immortals. He's going to start a third by the looks of it.
Hallucinations are going to start scouting a lot soon, and it's very hard to do anything different than just macroing up and going up to 8 gateways and then taking a third base from there, because anything that you do, your opponent's going to see it. I mean, both players have Blink too, so denying the scout is basically going to be like the little chess game that they're going to be playing here to try and get in position and snipe that hallucinated Phoenix that goes across the map.
All right, well, no guesses by MC on his natural yet. San very well aware of this. We see the first hallucinated Phoenix coming out from MC, who's going to get some information, kind of just like San is now with the Observer. And he goes into the natural, sees 1, 2, 3 Immortals, 2 sentries, double gases down, sees the addition of the Robotics Bay there, so he knows what his opponent's up to when it comes to the tech choice. And San, in retaliation, does kind of see the gases being added on for MC, but we'll want to try to find out if likewise there's a Robotics Bay down or not. And he does see it on the natural just simply actually by just having the Observer there. So both of them know exactly where they're going. When both are doing the same, what's the difference? I mean, where could be the difference, should I rephrase that?
The follow-up. I mean, obviously they're going to be getting 2 to 3 Colossus with range, but then they have a choice where they can go into a third base and add Templar and Charge Lot, I mean Archons and Charge Lot, which is the standard route. One of them could go for something like double Robo early on, and then later on add Templars, in which case there is going to be some timings where he's weak and some other where he's very, very strong. So from there, there aren't actually that many routes, I feel.
Well, look at this 3 gateways coming in for San back at home here. Do you think that's a little bit keen, considering he knows that MC's on the very same that he has? Could this lead us to believe that he's slightly going to be aggressive, or...?
No. I think it's a standard timing to add gateways, because you see he has 17 and 17 probes on his middle line. So that's usually when you add
Where is
additional...
MCs? Where are MCs then? How come he hasn't added them
He's
yet?
delaying them, I don't know why.
Is he looking for a faster third, potentially?
Possibly. I don't know. San's mechanics, it happens very often that like he's ahead on supply and he has more walkers than his opponent. Right now he has more walkers than MC, but MC has more supply. He's made more units, I guess, consistently than San, which at this point in the game is not that important. What they should be doing is building up economy and scouting. And look, San starts a much earlier third. This is the mechanics speaking here.
Yeah.
MC, though,
MC's extra gateways.
having played MC earlier in the round of 16, I really think he's one of the very best Protoss with Hallucinated Phoenix's scout, even against Blink Stalkers. I remember that one game on Habitation, he always got around my Stalkers. He juked me in the middle of the map. He knew I had vision. He baited my Stalkers to go into position, and he showed up somewhere else. And he always saw everything that I had. And then from there, it's so easy to play. I mean, if you have all information, you can't really lose.
Well, San's got a lot of information too. First of all, that observer's still around. It sees the additional 4 gateways coming in. And he's got that pylon, which survived from the very early game time to the bottom, and sees no third Nexus either. And he knows that MC isn't going to expand towards the front here. So San already, I think, is in a pretty good position. He's got the faster +2. He's already switching his tech up a little bit by going for the Zealot charge. He's got the faster third. He's got the intel. Where is MC going? He surely can't attack from 2 bases.
I think he will. He has to. I mean... He sees, okay, yeah, he saw the 3rd expansion.
I'm getting like deja vu. I think it was even me and you that casted these 2 players, or maybe San Stardust, I'm not too sure, previously on this map in a very similar scenario where MC was attacking from 2 bases against the Protoss on 3rd, which was San at the time, and he defended it easy because he had the intel that it was coming. And here we see MC with a push out.
Yeah, this is... MC, I really thought that when you do this, you have to get Charge Lot and Archons with it.
Right.
But he skipped on Charge. And instead of making, since he doesn't have a Templar Archive, instead of making Zealots and Archons, he's adding on a lot of extra Stalkers. So that's going to make his timing strong, but since there is already a whole bunch of Immortals and Colossi against him, it's going to be so hard for this to work. Look at the army supply.
Yeah.
San is already ahead.
This is going to be difficult for the boss toss to make work. We'll see if he can, though. There is a +2 advantage for San. He is rising up when it comes to the actual units that he has too.
MC cannot wait anymore. He has to go now.
All right, well, let's see if he's going to make this work. He's going to attack in, and I actually don't mind his position here. Sam's a little bit clumped up on this ramp. And MC Stalker's very, very well spread out here, and he is microing backwards that frontal part of his army. And a couple of units don't come down, but
San is doing this so well. He pulled back to let the Nexus tank a little bit.
And with the Photon overcharge in there, dealing extra damage. MC, is he going to make this work?
San has 2 Archons, by the way. Those are really going to help tank a lot.
And he's going to march forward here. He's warping in right into the army here. And MC blinks forward, and he actually targets down these units. First going for the Immortals. He brings one down, but he's taken a long time to get rid of them.
San has this.
And it's not going to work here. San holds strong on these 3 bases, and MC's attack does not work. And San will equalize the series. And we will be going to game number 3 here, neck and neck.
I think the timing was a little bit too delayed. If you want to go for this, as soon as your 3rd Colossus is out, you just go for it. You don't wait.
Right.
But MC waited a little bit longer. You know, he regrouped. He waited for 1 more or 2 more warpins. And like I said, San's mechanics, they are some of the most beautiful I've ever seen. He just makes no mistake with them. He always adds gateway sometimes. He always has more supply than another Protoss would. And then from there, he was just able to just have barely enough that he would make sure that he could hold it with the Nexus Cannon, which tank a lot of damage. I really like the move that he did. You know, a lot of players, probably including myself, would have just A-moved here. Classic Protoss. But he pulled back when the fight started because he wanted the Nexus to take some extra damage. He knew that if the Nexus started tanking damage from these units, it would really help his army be more durable in that fight.
Well, as much as this is a 1-1, guys, we have each player winning their opponent's map. So if you think about it like maybe in tennis, when you win your opponent's serve, it's kind of a little bit like that when they choose the maps in the process at the start. As San was choosing Habitation, and then MC did choose Frost, and they won on each other's maps. We're going back over to San's choice, which is Overgrowth, as the 3rd decider. But the boss toss met some resistance, which he doesn't really meet that often in the WCS.
Yeah, again, MC, I feel like he likes Blink a little bit too much sometimes, you know, especially in 2-base scenarios. Now, it wasn't a quick expansion scenario. It was, they opened Blink, they tried to get a feel for what the opponent was doing, and then from there, they took a natural. So, yeah, I just don't like this all-in all that much, even though it's worked against me in the past. I really feel like if you play solid enough, you're not going to lose to this if you're a top Protoss player.
There's so much intel that San he saw every move before MC was kind of even making it, as the observer, pylon placements, you name it, he was on top of things. And we'll see if he can continue that going into map number 3 now. It is the WCS reigning champion against the challenger here in San, currently ranked number 3 in the world, head-to-head to decide who's going to pull away, and whoever wins this next map will be just a single game away from advancing to the semi-finals to be played out tomorrow. A very important game here on Overgrowth, and we'll see which way it shall swing. As up here to the top right, as the red Protoss player, it's MC. And the challenger to the throne that the Boss Toss has had for a single season, looking to repeat it, would be the only player to do so. Down here is the blue Protoss. It's San.
It's funny because I feel like there aren't too many Protosses like San who just try to play standard and rely on their mechanics a lot. I feel like a lot of Protosses, they try to do a lot of all-ins here and there. And even though, I'm not saying San never all-ins, but in general, you almost always see him just like play kind of standard and just try like to do it very, very well, add a third base here and there. In PvP, he all-ins maybe a little bit more than the players that like to play very passively, but that's also a strength, you know, to really be able to recognize when you should all-in on 2 or 3 bases, and he's done well with it in the past.
I mean, within this season in WCS, you did have, you know, an opportunity to play against San. When you played him, what do you think that, you know, what weaknesses did you spot, identify, you know, potentially wanted to focus your game on when playing against San? Because overall, for the generic eye, he's a solid Protoss player who doesn't really make many mistakes.
I think the only weakness that he had back then was that he was playing with a lot of lag. That's the only thing I really felt. Other than that,
base Todd.
He was pretty spot on with like everything, scouting and stuff. I do think that in the game on Frost, I probably should have won, but San is one of those few players that can actually like pull some good comebacks like the way he did, like just by like luring me out of position with Stalkers. And you know, to the people watching the game, it was also, that game was very obvious what was going to happen because they could see his army composition. But for me, in my head, he was kind of boosting out Immortals, and we had a similar army, and I was in a better position. But for him, and for everybody who saw the entire game, it's like, well, he's only getting Zealots and Archons. I wonder what's going to happen if we fight in an open field. And well, he caught me out of position, and I paid the high price for it.
All right, looking at this one now, a slight difference between the two of them. We had a faster Cybernetics core coming in here for MC, but a slight higher gas income for San, who focused on his probes within the simulators a little bit earlier on there, which does give MC, you know, a little bit faster of a mothership core here, as that is boosted out nice and early, but very similar builds, or should I say openers.
You still think we could see a proxy in this series?
No, no more. No more. We've seen one kind of thingy proxy, but no more. Stargate versus Twilight though, coming in. Stargate for San, Twilight for MC.
Yeah, this is not the fastest Stargate you can get, but it's... Ooh, quick robo behind this. I was gonna say, I thought this was gonna be a Stargate into Blink. It's one of the trendy builds that you can do these days that does very well, but no, it's not gonna be an Oracle into Blink. It's going to be an Oracle into Immortals, Observer. I'm guessing it's going to be an Oracle. I mean, you don't get a Stargate like this and tech to something else. If you want to get Phoenixes, you can't have money for it. And no, he gets Phoenixes. Oh my god.
All right, well, MC has the Mothership core on the left-hand side, who would be able to recall, but he is going to bump heads with this Phoenix most likely here.
You know what's so good about San's build here? I feel like this is actually good or decent against anything that MC could do. Maybe a little bit worse against Blink, but what it will be very bad against is a quick expansion. And you saw what he did? He hit his probe on the map, and then he scouted for MC's expansion. He saw that there was no quick expansion at 5 minutes, and now he knows that MC is going to be playing with a ones-based scenario. So he's just going to get some Phoenixes and try and harass with them and see exactly what he's up against.
What do you think MC's thinking, though? He knows his opponent's on Stargate, knows he's on Phoenix Tech right away, didn't see the Robo, but as a Blink player, are you looking to be aggressive with this? Are you looking to, you know, hit into him quite fast here?
Yeah, it's MC. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to be aggressive. The thing is, the probe was spotted, and now he still throws down the pylon around the map, which was seen. He's going to cancel that.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's one
MC.
pylon down at the bottom right, but it's
actually, his warp gate just finished. Sorry.
Okay.
He morphed his gateways.
If MC is going to be aggressive, remember that fast robo will come into play now. With the Immortals already on the way, there is obviously Photon Overcharge available to help defend and so on for San. So MC does throw down a Nexus.
He's playing mind games. He let that pylon finish on purpose to try and let San believe that he was going to be aggressive, in which case if you're San, you play passive. But San is too good to fall for this. He's going to read right through it. What?
Little mistake there, San.
He's too good to fall for that, but not good enough to not lift 3 probes at the same time.
Yeah,
apparently.
it's a good old classico mistake there from San, lifting 3 probes with 3 Phoenixes, leaving none to actually deal damage. But MC butts heads with the Immortal, so he knows that aggression is very unlikely to work for him here. But the aggression capabilities from San increasing dramatically. You know, he has 2 Phoenixes, which still can have energy to lift. He has 2 Immortals and a 3rd one being built. Do you think there's an opening here for San to get against this Nexus? If he doesn't, he needs to expand fast.
No. I don't think it will work. By the time he moves across the map, there will be enough, and he's going to try to move down the ramp.
All right,
why did he pick them up?
He does pick them up there, and the energy's gone for little return, unfortunately.
I think MC has to give up with that contain here. Didn't have time to get a sentry on time and bring it to the ramp. So San's going to start an expansion as MC's finishes.
It's quite late. Quite late indeed. Does manage to pick off a Stalker there, and he's still got, you know, the head-on fight power of the 3 Immortals versus 0 currently. So if some magic way that San was able to take a game fight, then he would be looking good. But of course, as you pointed out, there's the Observer. He can blink inside the main. He can buy himself time here. MC can.
Ooh, the Phoenixes have some lifts here. MC needs to be careful. He doesn't have the critical mass that he would actually snipe Phoenixes instantly if they were to move in and try and pick up some units. And behind this, we're just going to go into a standard 2 base versus 2 base, just like in the previous game. I wouldn't be surprised to see 4 just being dropped down very, very soon. And then from there, my question would be, what does San take into? Because he's in an awkward position here. He has a Robo and a Stargate. That doesn't usually happen very often.
Well, he throws down a Forge in the robotic space, so he's going to sit back a little bit here.
You think MC goes into Charge Lot Argon?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Still no gases on his natural.
Did you see, I mean, this is completely off topic to this game. Did you see SOS play recently in Pro League?
Nope.
He played a completely gateway, a faster, completely gateway-oriented style Zealot Charge Blink only.
Yeah, against what? Colossus?
Yes, against regular player.
That sounds like something that you could pull off, especially with a Warp Prism. Did he use a Warp Prism?
I don't think he did, no.
Oh, he needs SOS. I wouldn't expect anything standard.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy. All right, so we do have both players now just taking the gases on the natural, and it is a relatively similar probe count between the 2 of them. MC does have a slightly larger supply overall, does have those extra Stalkers and so on, and just a slight probe advantage. But from this position, Robotics Bay thrown down. Whose position do you prefer more? I mean, between the both of them, very similar.
I would say MC, but I feel like he's not done a very good job of chrono boosting out probes. Remember, he had his 2nd Nexus when San started. And what did he transform that into? Not a 10 probe lead. He has a 1 probe lead right now. So San has done a very good job. Again, the mechanics are speaking, man. And they're saying, well, San, it's your time to shine. Because San has caught up on the walker count now. He's actually... Yeah, he's not ahead just yet.
MC goes in, gets some information with his hallucinated Phoenixes, sees the Forge, Twilight Council, Robotics Bay, unit count and probe count. Gets actually pretty much everything he could have wished for with that scout. And in retaliation, he's just now chrono boosting into his own Forge, quite a bit behind there when it comes to his tech overall with the Robotics Bay and the Forge.
San, it's so funny because like his observer, like your observer, you're supposed to keep back at home, you know, to defend any kind of DTs or attack with an observer, but he doesn't want to scout too much with hallucinations. I guess he wants to make sure he has enough energy if he gets attacked to really be able to help with that. So he sends his observer across the map and tries to get as much scouting as possible. And it's funny because in the previous game, I really feel like that's what made him win.
4 extra gateways coming in for San. MC likewise going 4.
Yeah. I wonder if MC goes for a timing here again on 2 bases.
I'm wondering if San potentially does it, especially with a large +2 advantage here.
They both do it and clash in the middle of the map.
That would be quite hilarious if that was to happen. We'll see though. Actually, San is moving down with his army and a probe, so it looks like he's going to take the third. Do you believe in what San could potentially be thinking here? Because I actually believe in what you said too earlier, that San will be thinking he's the favorite. Do you think MC needs to do something, you know, different than just an ordinary game against San? Does he need to find a way to gain an advantage then play out normally?
I don't think so. If MC is confident and he's on his A game, I definitely think he can keep up with San. But so far, San's confidence has really shown in the previous game at least, and in this game here too, because he's caught up very well in terms of economy. Now he's gonna have an earlier third, and MC, look, he's not even making probes consistently. MC is over making Blink Stalkers, which become kind of useless from the mid to late game.
Right.
So right now he has 12 Blink Stalkers that he cannot do much with. Like one of the good ways he could use them is maybe like a big Blink in the main and an attack at the third base on the same time, or a War Prism in the main and Stalkers at the third base. But the more he waits, the more doors are going to be useless. So that's why right now he's trying to make something happen with them.
Well, he's got Stalkers on the right-hand side here, Todd, and he is kind of doing that pulley movement as you were suggesting, with kind of one army on the left, one army on the right. And he is going to try to target down this Nexus. And the order comes in and he's brought the shields down, but that's all he'll get done. And unfortunately, not a lot's happened there for him.
Ooh, San's moving out. And he has a pylon proxied across the map. I wonder if San goes for a charge lot Archon timing here.
Well,
he has +2 and charge about to finish.
Well, MC's moving out to the middle of the map too, which has been spotted by San. He's just seen the entire of MC's army make its way down south, and MC's warping in from that pylon, which he used at the very start of the game here. The army supply slightly in favor of MC, but as Todd mentioned before, a lot of this is Stalkers, and that's a lot that San has here. He should have that Mothership Core around somewhere for that Photon Overcharge, which is now activated.
The Nexus already lost his shield, by the way.
Yeah. But he should be fine. I mean, I think he should be fine here.
The Colossus count, 4 for San, 3 for MC. He does have the 10 Stalkers, but they don't really help him. Oh, if he moves out though.
Guardian Shield's activated by MC. Definitely wanted to take a fight there if San was going to walk into his army. But still, there's not too much is happening here. As MC is just waiting outside his opponent's third. Photon Overcharge still active here. He's going to target down onto that Nexus. Obviously, he's going to blink back. Whoa, that was an interesting blink. Not too sure what that was all about, but he's putting a bit of pressure onto San here.
It's a bait.
Yeah.
MC doesn't have +2 yet. It's about to finish, so he's at least going to have that. He's still reinforcing with Zealots very close to this, but I don't know. I don't think this is going to work here. There's another Photon Overcharge up. That Nexus is very low on hit points, but I don't think
the Nexus.
Yeah, this is not a case of like you can move in, snipe it, and then pull back.
Right. And MC does blink out once again. A very tense.
Ooh, San's gonna go for it.
All right, here comes the fight. Double timer is coming down from both players, or as much as they can get down. The Zealots just charged right in.
Oh, the Phoenix is picking up the 2 Immortals. Is a big deal here.
Yeah,
MC's getting crushed.
A lot of damage, and San's 2 Immortals of his own standing strong here. The 4-5 Colossus in the back absolutely crushing through, and MC's tenacity not working to his favor today, as once again he attempts an attack and attempts to strike towards San, and he gets shut down once again, and MC will go back with his tail between his legs. And right now there is a massive opportunity for a counter. San, just keep warping in. You could go across the other side of the map and you may be able to close this one out and push MC towards the brink of elimination, as MC has dropped significantly in army supply, down to 46 to 77, and everything from San is over. He smells blood, he smells the victory, and no way is he going to allow a world-class player like MC to get back into this one, and he will punish MC for that fight.
San has been so damn solid. Those last 2 games, perfect. Textbook, how to play 2 base, 3 base, make sure you have enough to hold, make sure you read when your opponent's going to go for a timing, and then you stop pro production, you only get units, and you only fight in good positions. His engagements have been beautiful, and by engagements I mean defensive placement every single time.
And San is going to really rip this one away from MC, as MC's coming to defend it. And here we go, this could be the last fight of the game. And the fight will commence, and this is a pretty good start for MC. Look at how his Colossus go untouched, as Sans do take damage here, but with extra reinforcements coming in, it looks like Shan should be able to close this one out, as the Colossus run away, as nothing is left to protect them, to tank the damage in front of them. 1 Colossus, 2 Colossus fall, and the others shall die as well. MC seconds away from +3, but it does not matter. The fight before was everything in this game, and San is going up 2-1 against the reigning WCS champion. Is he going to make this work? He guts the probes from the natural, and MC is down, and San is up 2 games to 1. and is just a single map away from moving into the semi-finals here in the WCS Europe Premier League.
I really like the way San is going to this match. He's like, you know what? I think I'm better than this guy, so I'm just gonna sit back, try and read what's up in the game, and just own him. And in the last 2 games, it's worked out perfectly for him. That was my game plan versus MC2, except didn't go according to plan, as we remember.
But one guy who is getting everything going his way at the moment, apart from that cannon rush. And if you think about this series so far, with 2 games in lead for San and 1 for MC, the only game MC's won was through that cannon rush. So we really have to think, you know, does MC have what it takes to reach another semi, to reach another grand final? Because now's the ultimate test. And I think everybody agrees that these 2 players are quite favored against the other 2 players if they were to meet in the next semi-final. Of course, Vortex and Golden. And this is a true test. Whoever wins this has a golden opportunity towards the grand finals and an attempt to take the title. But it is San who has beaten MC, remember, in the last 2 times they've played. He won 2-0 and 3-1. Convincing wins against MC. And now MC meeting his match. He needs to find that championship caliber player within him, which we all know's there. He's the highest earning StarCraft player. He's one of the most successful, if not the most successful Protoss player of all time. And he needs that more than anything now against this player. All right. It is time for game number 4. San leads 2-1. Just a single game away from moving on. Up here to the top right of Merry Go Round as the red Protoss player needs this. It's MC. And his opponent looking to take what he believes is rightfully his. Up here is the blue Protoss player playing for Yo Flash Wolves. It's San. As San, are you feeling confident here? You like, I know I can beat this guy. This is easy, man. Or are you a little bit worried about against what, you know, MC's potential could be for the rest of this?
Yeah, I think definitely. Like, if I was up 2-1 by just winning like 2 games in a solid way and then losing to some crappy cannon rush in the first game, I would just be like, well, I just have to play Snyder and not let my guard down.
We know who's the better player, MC. If only San had that personality.
No proxy on this map, no surprise. To be honest, proxy on this map is pretty strong because you just do a mineral line of the natural of your opponent and you have 1 chance out of 2 to be right.
You go for it anyway. I remember that one scenario.
Nobody will scout for it.
I remember that one scenario at DreamHack, you and Pig, remember that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, some of you followed that tournament a year ago or more than a year ago now. We'll remember that one.
Thanks, Sean.
That was exactly what you just described, pretty much. All right, so double gas is taken by both players here, and this is a very important and serious moment here for the Boss Toss, who is absolutely incredible to think about it. As much as we all know, you know, MC, the multiple GSL winner, the biggest earner in StarCraft 2, he's played in the Premier League. This is his 4th run. 3 runs behind this. 3 Premier League appearances, 3 grand finals. He's finished no lower than top 2. That's absolutely incredible. And this could be the first time that he takes a significant drop in results. And by no means is that a bad thing, but for the first time, he's looking vulnerable here in the WCS.
You know, MC, he's been scouting a lot after Gateway, which is a little bit surprising. I mean, I know he likes to do it versus Stern, but now in PvP, you don't have to scout that far. There actually has been a few changes in PvP these days where like people start scouting earlier or later than they used to because they are trying to adjust to like stuff that they've played against and thought was good. So there is a little bit of shifting, you know, in the scouting timings that you can go for, and San is definitely on the wagon of I'm gonna try and scout as late as possible but still be safe. So he waits a little bit. And man, that proxy pylon on the map, what do you think?
I have absolutely no idea.
Dark Shrine.
Yeah?
He started Twilight, so...
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
And it's
interesting.
You know, they are playing with the information that they have so well. San knows that MC scouted him. He's like, you know what? He's never going to check down there, so he proxies a pylon there.
Where's the probe to build the Dark Shrine, though? Like, he's already gone away.
Yeah, I thought he would make it at that pylon. This is a bit weird.
Could be potential mind games, MC scouting lack of pylon.
Yeah, he's supposed to get out of there earlier than before there's that pylon. I don't know.
All right, well, both players are heading towards Twilight Council. We do have Sam with a faster double gateway, just slightly before MC, but MC meets his opponent's Mothership Core. And both players have to be very careful about this. Well, more so MC, of course. He is more so out in the open. But it is Blink coming out for San. MC, likewise, going to be starting his own Blink upgrade. So very similar openings by the both of them. 2 probe difference, or single probe difference here. Everything else identical.
San, he's been doing a very good job with the scouting up until now, but he's also been very fortunate, I feel, with it. Because that game, for example, on Habitation, where he sent his probe and saw no Nexus, you know, if there had been a Stalker there, this would have been denied. Whereas in this game, for the first time, he sent his probe up the ramp of MC and saw 2 Stalkers to basically deny any kind of scouting. So from there, the only info he has is that there was 2 Stalkers. Like, what do you know from there? Nothing.
Yeah.
It could be DTs, could be Stargates.
I mean, how does this play? And especially when you put to fact that MC knows exactly what his opponent's doing. Blink, 3 gateways, can assume that the robotics facility's coming in. I mean, how much stress can this put San under? Especially with MC's knowledge.
Maybe a lot. Maybe he's going to delay his Nexus a lot more than MC, but we saw before this, it doesn't stop him. It just catches up, and through solid mechanics, he might go for aggression. He's proxying another pattern, so I think maybe aggression. MC sees that before starting a Nexus, though, so can just make sure he has enough Stalkers to defend it, and Sen's gonna abort. And I think from there they both expand again.
Yeah. Well,
this is the highest level PvP you're ever gonna see. Like, both players open in a way to try and outdo the opponent. They get some information, and then they see that they both cannot kill their opponent because they both got the information, and then from there they both expand. That's again what I was trying to do against MC.
Well, MC's just taken he whooped in another round of Stalkers here, so he's actually 9-7. And the pylon's coming down. So if you take Todd's thought process of where, okay, this is where probably both players expand, MC's actually going against the grain here, knowing maybe that's what Sam was most likely going to do after being, you know, pushed out of his aggression. Now MC's going to turn the heat on, and San, equal in Stalkers and an Immortal on the way.
Yeah, and he sent a probe out on the map, so I think he was planning to do the same thing. Like, San's making a ton of units, and he's thinking, if he's going to be aggressive, I'm going to have enough.
Yeah.
If he's not going to be aggressive, I'm the one who's going to be. The thing now, his probe, there is going to be seen. So from there, MC should know where there is a pylon. If he snipes that, there is no possibility for reinforcement.
Right? He didn't see the San's probe.
No, he saw it. He has his own probe
right, okay.
next to it. But now, somehow MC is not checking.
Yeah, well,
oh, his pylon. It sees the Stalker.
Moving out.
He knows.
MC has an Immortal on the way here.
I think
that Nexus completes. Obviously, he's going to have a photon overcharge, but is it going to complete in time? He's got 2 sentries behind this. It's 13 Stalkers and Immortal for San here versus 9 and 2 sentries for MC. An Immortal each for both. MC is going to take the high ground advantage here, and he's going to take the fight. The Immortal's going to come down here. And remember, this is very important because San is going for this.
He has Guardian Shield.
And the Mothership Core's here as well. Nexus not too far away, and he remains with a high ground advantage here. MC needs to hold strong, and if he does, pylon cancelled here by San.
What?
He cancelled the pylon right outside MC's base.
He's gonna abort. Oh my god, I was gonna say. It's looking like it's not gonna work. I cannot believe San made that read. Seriously, like.
And he pulls out.
One player in a million. One player in a million will abort here, and it's San. So basically one player ever.
The only professional gamer to pull out at the right time is San. And he makes that commitment, and that is, you know, keeps him alive, because as we see, the Nexus is completed. Photon Overcharge would be there. Guardian Shield available. Second Immortal not far away. And that was a pretty cool set of decisions. And really awesome play, as you pointed out. Some really high level, good, intelligent StarCraft by both players. And the game goes on. But MC does take an advantage, obviously, as San put a lot of money into that kind of assault, whereas MC is the one with the Nexus down, the gas is down, the Immortal's coming out. And,
even from behind, though, San is so good that I guess it makes sense as well that he's playing the way he's doing it. But man, in comparison, that's like in poker, if you have like $1,000 spot and on the river somebody bet like $2, like you have to call, you know, even if you know you're probably kind of losing. Like nobody would ever fold that, but San is like, you know what? Since I know I can't win anyway, I'm going to save a little bit.
Yeah.
And in this case, I mean, he's still in this game. He's not too much supply behind. He had a good comeback in the previous game, even though his Nexus started much later than MC. So that's good enough for him. As long as he stays alive in the game, as long as he doesn't take any bad engagement,
Yeah.
He's going to be happy. And look, he's going to be standing up probes like a boss, man.
Yes, he is, and we'll see. And it very easily could have been 2-2. Very easily could have been 2-2 if you committed to that, but decisions are everything some of the times in StarCraft. And now it's going on to the next part of the game. Robotics Bay coming in. MC still with that supply advantage. Unfortunately, that one Stalker gets caught out as he failed to blink with his friends. He didn't make the jump over the river like I used to try and do when I was younger, and I always made that jump over that river. I never failed like my friends, but that one Stalker did. And probably 90% of people saying, what the hell is Apollo talking about right now? And to be honest, I don't really know.
We all grew up next to a river.
Yeah, everybody grew up next to a river. Everybody grew up jumping rivers when they were younger with their friends. All right, so +1 apiece coming in. 3 extra gateways a little bit sooner. MC's just, roughly 20, 30 seconds ahead of where San is. And San should be following closely behind with 3 gateways also coming in shortly, unless he takes a major deviation in how he wants to play this.
MC is starting his first Colossus a little bit late because he made those extra gateways before. So San is actually, he's caught up very well on everything. Look, 45 probes to 44. Man, this is ridiculous. San, no matter how far behind he is, he always catches up.
Yeah.
He's like, he lets you start the race ahead somehow and catches up every single time.
And San, it's moving around a bit of a weird way right now. There are 5 Immortals by MC. And the Immortals swinging back around the other way. And no, they're going to continue on, but San does hold the Xel'Naga in the middle.
MC, he's moving out, but he has a probe on his 3rd base. So maybe he wants to fake aggression here, fake a 2-base timing like before.
Oh, and we're grabbing a couple of Stalkers. That's always helpful towards his aid. But, of course, as you say that, guess who scouts the Nexus seconds after it's planted down?
Oh my god, and that Observer of San.
Yeah,
he's the new,
just seconds
He's
after.
the new CJ hero, man.
Just on top of every little thought process that goes into this. And San gets the intel, knows that this is a fake. And
2-base timing.
By San?
Yeah.
2 gateways slapped down, all right.
I think Templar Archive should follow this up unless he wants to go for the Mass Stalker style. Actually, San is so good mechanically that he could add on the 3rd base and still go for a 2-base timing.
Templar
even though that
Archives
doesn't make sense.
Pylon being built on the right-hand side here. With that intel that the Observer has given San, he's chosen to try to hit MC on this 3rd base. But MC has 5 Immortals to 3. There are not going to be any extra ones. MC with 1 flying paper aeroplane, which
he's going to see.
Is going to see no 3rd. The extra gateways and the Templar Archives get scouted. Everything gets scouted here by MC. And he sees the units in the middle of the map as well. So he knows exactly what he's going up against. Probe production shall be halted and unit production shall be intensified. As well as 2 hallucinated Colossus in the mix here for MC, who's anticipating this. But San, is he going to wrap around from the right-hand side to take the high ground advantage? Is he going to go straight through the middle?
At this time, there is no pulling back. San has a much earlier Templar Archive, but he doesn't have any pylon very, very close to the fight here. So MC, if he sets up a very, very good concave, lets his Nexus do a little bit of the tanking, he's going to have a good chance at holding this.
Well, in 30 seconds time, MC will also have +2, where his opponent needs an extra 30 seconds on top of that. San has thrown down a 3rd behind this.
He's doing a 2-base timing with the 3rd base.
Yeah, classic Protoss. And a small skirmish will begin, but is immediately halted. And once again here, MC does poke and back off again. But +2 attack about to complete for MC. And
San's not going for it anymore.
Yeah.
It's funny how San is like mining out his main so fast because he stayed on 1 base. Like they stayed on both of them on 1 base very, very long. So they don't have that many minerals left. So I guess it makes sense to take a 3rd base. Like they both did. It will be better almost every single time.
And MC, upon realizing that the attack hasn't happened yet, sends out another hallucinated Phoenix and is going to catch the retreat of the army. And secondly to that, is going to spot the 3rd Nexus down on time. So he goes and knows everything, and I assume that he'll start to add on the extra gases on his 3rd and start to push his tech even further from this point. He's got +3 on the way. He's got an extra couple of gateways finishing up.
Yeah.
Unless he decides to be aggressive himself.
MC is reading this game very, very well. Much better than the ones before. He's basically saying, I know I'm ahead. How do I get more ahead? I'm going to start my +3 as soon as possible, which he did last game, by the way. And he died just right before completing that, so that was a pretty bad move. San was the one who played it smart by not starting the +3 and getting more units instead.
Well, MC's the one that's now moving out, Todd. He hasn't taken the gas on his natural. Remember that San still has that Observer that sees that the 3rd base isn't fully optimized at the moment by MC. And one would assume that with seeing a couple of Stalkers in the middle of the map, San's probably anticipating an attack as well. He sends out a Zealot on the right-hand side of the high ground to have a look to see where this army is, if it's going to take that side. He's got the Stalkers that can blink away if he sees the army on the left.
MC's going to go for a timing. He's maxed out earlier than his opponent. He's not going to wait until +3 finishes because that will take too long, and he can remax faster as well. MC, no gases on the third base. He's going to commit everything he has to this, and San, he does want to have one of the gases on his third base.
Oh, Zealots use a lot of their charge there for MC, and they do go head-to-head. A classic clash of the worlds here between these two players, and it is MC that is dropping his opponent's supply pretty fast at the moment. But is it going to continue on? A couple of the Colossus to the north of MC get microed back there, so they continue to deal damage. And MC, when pressure is at its most, he stands strong as the reigning champion and says, you know what, Sam, you're pretty good, but probes are coming off the line, and MC is standing there at the moment. He's doing well. All these probes are gone. MC backs off. He's got control, but 5 Colossus. 2 Colossus down, just 1 Colossus. Probes come off the line as sacrificial units.
San has held, man.
He holds
the
this
boys,
attack.
as you said before.
He pulled the boys and does indeed. Charlotte's charging down the last Colossus. Is this where MC dies? Is this where MC is eliminated from the tournament? 5 Colossus to 1.
37 probes for San right now. I feel like he has to commit to an attack. He could probably start probes, but...
Isn't the longer this game goes on, the better from MC, surely, with the income that he has?
Yeah, I think
Dark Shrine?
Yeah, he knows. He knows he's in a lot of trouble. Those Zealots across the map could do a lot of damage, but they were spotted by San here. And I mean, that third base is toast.
Right.
I don't think the Dark Shrine will finish on time to even affect this game.
MC is going to have to sacrifice his third. He gets out with the probes. He's got nothing here. He's got the Zealots on the other side of the map that are getting matched by some units by San. And MC, the reigning champion, currently looking at a very difficult situation. He has a single Colossus and an Archon, a few Zealots, the Dark Shrine, a second Colossus comes out as well. How does San do this? Is he going to attack into this natural ramp? Does he go back?
66 army supply for San, 41 for MC here.
Catching up with probes as well after delivering that strike towards that third Nexus.
San being on 3 bases now, I mean, he can't just wait to, like, he didn't have to particularly attack. He could have probably finished the game, but he didn't have any proxy pylons nearby. He's like, well, you're dying of hunger right now. You have no minerals. I'm just gonna wait. I have a lot more income, and unless those DTs make magic happen, I think San is going to advance here to face on one of the Zergs that we're going to have playing next.
Well, MC retakes his third. He's got +3 attack working in his favor, but obviously the size of the army is quite a large thing here for San, as it's 74 to 51 as we see on screen. And he's recovered when it comes to the economy that he lost when he pulled the probes from the natural.
MC has done a good job of corner boosting out Colossus well. You tell me that's all he had to do, but still, that's 3 Colossi right now.
He's go up to 4.
Yeah, against 5 of his opponents, so he's not out of it just yet. San has a lead still, and he actually starts +1 ground armor. I wonder if he realized that he's never started +3 attack.
All right, so MC
no
moves
cannon
to the middle.
In the natural, by the way, but there is an observer for San. 2 observer actually.
Yeah, there's a cannon on his third. Observers around.
DTs are going to be spoiled in a second. Yeah, that one dies.
Immediately, so the investment to the Dark Shrine, nada. And MC climbing up now, 4 Colossus to 6, 2 Archons to 6. Quite far behind in these units here, and I wouldn't be surprised if San starts to plan another strike to see him through. He's leading 2 games to 1 with a victory. In this next fight, he would be looking at that semi-final finish and eliminating the boss toss. And here San moves forward, and that army is going to be difficult to match.
MC has made a lot of mistakes. Like he forgot about some of his probes, and it's natural for a moment here. If he's finally going to transfer that to the third base, man, 102 supply to 75 in terms of army now in San's favor. And I mean, he's so Colossus plus Archon heavy, like he cannot lose a ground fight. It's as simple as that. Maybe against Kairos or Void Race he could lose, but not against ground in this situation.
Well, let's find out. Is this where it all ends? The player that has reached 3 grand finals, his attempt of a 4th is going to be shattered by San, who's going to take the glory for himself with this next attack as you've rightfully said this is going to be very, very difficult to hold. MC spreads out in the best possible way. He's trying to, just get the best out of the units, to spread them out to make sure every unit's attacking, every unit's defending. But San comes to the right-hand side here. Time Warp comes down, but even that, MC filters his units through the middle, and San just unleashes the beast within. And he just takes this third, no problem. He's going to take the fight. And MC, for the first time in his Premier League career, is going to stop his run, stop his tournament run lower than expected for himself, as San demolishes the third, no problem. The probes absolutely lasered to death. And MC dropping in supply, holds on with a few remaining high quality units, but without the income, San's gonna land the hammer once again. And with another punch, a second will follow, and even a third if need be. San wants this, and he is moments away from advancing into the semi-finals. And this is a very, very special moment for San, who's about to eliminate the reigning champion. He takes a fight which wasn't favorable, so he does back off there. MC's spread was a little bit better, but an extra warp in the units. MC fighting with everything that he's got. He's pulling back these units, microing with everything, but still 24 supply difference here. MC will not give this up easily. But
he's actually chasing San,
which should really be the case here. As MC micros back and forth once again. I feel like this part of the game is MC, does not want to accept that he's been beaten here by San. And Colossus does get picked up. An Archon gets picked off. There goes a Colossus, and there you can see the faces of two players. San strikes away, keyboard strokes away from advancing through. MC's Colossus fall, and so shall the other ones. And it is San who comes out on top. MC says GG, and San eliminates the champion to take himself into the semi-finals. And that is a big win for San. A big, big win for a player who's finished no lower than top 8 in international tournaments for 9 months now. Reaches the semi-finals in Europe, and I think that he is set as a prime contender to the throne now after eliminating the boss toss from the Premier League.
You think we're going to see San win another tournament here?
Very well could. For me, the only person that could stop San is possibly First, in my opinion. I think First is a massive chance as well, but San, a very high chance for him to pick up a tournament victory here in his first WCS title and start to challenge for not just being top 3 in the world, but challenging Hyun and MC for rank number 2 and 1 with successful results here. But a fantastic performance from San there. Solid, game reading, game sense, perfect from him, you'd say.
He moved back to Korea, actually, and he's staying there right now. He's going to go back to Taiwan later on, but you can really tell. He's been doing his homework, practicing hard. It really showed here against MC, who, usually performs better than that. San made it look kind of easy, which we're not used to.
All right, well, congratulations to San, and Red Eye is standing by with him to hear some words.
Yes, thank you very much, Apollo. Yes, with San. Firstly, well done, congratulations. A 3-1 win over the reigning champion. Just explain, how important is that win for you right now?
어떻게 중요하는지 이거를 이기게.
준비했는지요?
뭐요?
준비요?
준비요.
일단 대만에서 한국으로 간 지 한 일주일 정도 됐는데 일주일 동안 그냥 연습 많이 하는 것보다는 그냥 편하게 그냥 마음가짐 먹기로 해가지고 오늘 좀 잘 된 것 같아요.
Okay, he said he felt very comfortable with the games, and he hopes to do it as well as far as he can. And he feels confident right now because he won right now the games.
It was a great victory over MC, and one I know that you'll enjoy. Zerg next, I guess, doesn't really matter to you now. It's your best matchup, right?
이 게임들이가 진짜 좋은 게임 됐으니까 이제 뭐 걱정할 필요 없잖아요.
네. 다음 상대가 저그긴 한데 제가 좀 특정 빌드를 많이 사용하는 그런 경향이 있어가지고 약간 맞춤 빌드를 당할 것 같아서 좀 두려워요.
He feels a little bit unsure about the next enemy because he has some heavy tactics, he guesses, and that's what he worries for right now.
Okay. You are just 2 games away from being a champion at WCS. We know how much that means to you from last season. but explain to me right now what it would mean to finally win WCS.
이제 이 게임들 다 이기면 그러면 어떻게 뭐가 이렇게 기분이 어떨게요?
일단 제가 이번 WCS가 저의 세 번째 도전인데 세 번째 도전에서는 우승하고 싶고 진짜 우승하면 캐스파컵도 참가할 수 있고 정말 기쁠 것 같아요.
Okay, if he would win this game, it would be the third WCS he would win, and it would feel very good for him. So he would be very glad if he wins this tournament.
Okay, one final question. You're potentially now the favourite for the tournament. Does that add more pressure, or do you not worry about it?
네가 여기 진짜 중요한 사람이니까 하고 진짜 게임들 잘하고 그러니까 어떤 목표가 있어요?
목표는 저번에도 말했듯이 당연히 우승이긴 하지만 일단 4강에서 명한이를 만날 수도 있는데 4강에서 조명한 선수랑 저는 굉장히 친해가지고 그 4강에서 누가 이기던 간에 거기서 우승했으면 좋겠어요. 그게 목표예요.
Okay. The pressure lies on the friends he's playing against with, and yeah, it would be cool to win, but it's also a pressure because he's playing against his friends.
Okay, well, congratulations and well done, San. San moves through to the semi-final for the second consecutive season, but can he go one step further and make his first ever WCS final? We'll find out tomorrow when he is back playing his semi-final against one of the two men who go up against each other next. Don't go too far away, we've got more action coming from WCS Europe.